Mandalay Banquet Center in Moray.
Hello, welcome to KilKare Raceway, and as you hear, Dick Roberts is talking about the KilKare Speedway Banquet, which is going to be held November 10th at the Mandalay Banquet Center, so get your tickets as soon as possible. For that event, we got clear, bright skies tonight. It's a little on the cool side, but we're not complaining with all the heat that we've had of late. We should have all the exciting racing action up there for you in just a couple of moments. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that not only does Pennstroke Productions videotape here at KilKare Speedway, but at KilKare Dragway, and Columbus Motor Speedway and Winchester Speedway selected events, including the World Stock Car Festival later this weekend. Pennstroke Productions, Midwest's finest video racing series.
Just a little different. Darth Knight and Fantasy Track at the Fantasy Tracks Karting Complex in Middletown.
Pennstroke Productions videotapes here each and every Friday night at KilKare Speedway.
Up there in a helicopter.
Even when it rains, we're here. And we got somebody, I think, upstairs trying to get in for free and see the races for free. We end up there in the helicopter. Passing over the track here tonight.
Choice for NASCAR racers across the country. You can get the same power of Champion Spark Plugs in your family car. Ask for Champion Spark Plugs for your car's next tune-up. Champion offering $14,000 in regional and national point fund awards this year. The eliminations will start.
One of the nice features here at KilKare Speedway is the people mover. They load up, take a load of children and wives and fathers and families, and give you a tour of the pit area here at KilKare Speedway as they pass the Turn 4 Victory Lane. It's a nice little feature that everybody here at KilKare really enjoys.
Going, of course, to the Toys for Kids Cafe. $4 donation or a new toy of equal value.
One of my best friends, Dave Black there. Dave is a fixture around the track, works maintenance and helps out in many areas here at the track. I'd like to thank Dave Black for all of his help and assistance at Pennstroke Productions over the years. As the people climb out of the KilKare People Mover, the KilKare track buggy. Also the Pace Jeep coming out on the track. It shouldn't be too long until we'll have racing action coming up here for you. And there's a good look at the Stapleton GMC Pace Jeep, which has been out here the past 2 or 3 weekends.
You do have word to hear of a couple of race cars that are... Good evening, race fans. Welcome to KilKare Speedway and NASCAR.
All right, as you see, there are cars on the track. We're getting ready to go beginner street stock racing for their heat race. 75 is Brian Cottrell, the 11 of Rick Stoller. 28 is Justin Alsop. The 2 car, which is actually the 58 car of Fred Moore Jr., then out back, the 30 of Lori Crank. So the beginner street stock first heat race about ready to take position and get going for this Labor Day Championship weekend. All divisions are running 5 extra laps, paying double points and championship money.
Number 30, Lori Crank. 6 racing laps the distance. First heat race of the night. Beginner stop.
Flagman Frank Brock with the white flag, giving the signal, and they're going to come out of turn 4 this time and get the green flag, and we are racing for 6 laps. Brian Cottrell with the slight advantage as he goes into turn number. Second. Justin Alsop runs in third. Rick Stoller with about a 10-car length advantage down the back chute now. Good battle shaping up for second as Brian Cottrell and Justin Alsop do battle going through turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. Rick Stollard still your leader. 75 Brian Cottrell still runs second. Justin Olson trying to find a way around in third. White flag for your leader, car number 11, Rick Stollard. And your winner will be car number 11, Rick Stollard, finishing in second. Brian Cottrell wide and almost loses it. And Justin Olson finishes third.
Justin Olson third.
Once again, your winner, car number 11, Rick Stollard. Heat race number 2 for the beginner street stocks will line up this way. 38, Bill Coker. The 13 of Gary Williams. Inside second row is the 52 of Mike Miller. And outside him, the 99 of Randy Brenneman. And it's the 21 car, which is actually the 34 car for this race, which is Leonard Preston. And then the 57 car out back. I'm not sure that driver's name. Let's see if he's on my cheat sheets here. As they come out of turns 3 and 4. They pick up the throttle, and we are racing. Gary Williams with a big lead as they come around to take lap number 1. Bill Coker runs in second. The 99 of Brenneman runs third. It's still. Oh, and the 99 of Brenneman loose as he comes through turn 4. Gary Williams still your leader. Bill Coker running in second. Randy Brenneman struggling to hold that third place down as he is loose all the way around the track. Your winner for heat race number 2 is Gary Williams. Finishing second by mere inches was the 99 of Randy Brenneman, and finishing third was Bill Coker. Modifieds up next. KilKare Modifieds on the pole. Car number 41 is John Wilson. Outside him, the 3 of Jerry Stapleton. Inside second row, 88 Dan Williams. 2R Rusty Stroop. 55 Fred Poole and the 10 of Steve Foster make up the next row. And out back, car number 31, Don Fleming Jr. KilKare Modifieds coming at you. And they come out of the backstretch. They should get a green flag this time by. The green flag does fly, and we are racing.
boys, the spinning car, Jerry Stapleton, and we go yellow with so the leader on the restart will be Rusty Stroop with the white number 2.
They pick up the throttles, they come out of turn number 4. The green flag flies, and we are racing once again. Wilson being deposited to the tail as Jerry Stapleton takes it to the pits. Good battle for that third position as Fred Poole and Don Fleming Jr. battle side by side. Now 3 wide down the front straightaway. And now Fleming runs second, Poole runs third. Dan Williams back to fourth, but here goes John Wilson underneath Williams. Your leader is the 2R of Rusty Stroop. Stroop still leading it. Don Fleming Jr. closes with 1 lap to go. White flag came out. And now Fleming Jr. looks to the inside of Rusty Stroop down the back straightaway. This is going to be a close one for the win. Side by side out turn 3 and 4. Stroop slides high, taps the wall a little bit. Don Fleming Jr. your winner. Rusty Stroop will finish second. 55 Fred Poole finishes third. Once again, car number 31, Don Fleming Jr. Heat race number 2 for the KilKare Modifieds will line up this way. The 58 of Ralph Harrod, 87 John Fitzgerald on the front row. Inside row number 2, 11 Josh Baltus, 22 Tom Randolph. Out back will be the 77 Brian Duncan, 67 Lee Raymond, and all by himself out there, car number 27, current points leader, car number 27, Dick Dunleavy Jr.
Alongside car number 67, Lee Raymond. Car number 27, Dunleavy Jr.
They should get a green flag this time by the stripe. Looking good as they go through turns 3 and 4 side by side. A little bit of touching there. Green flag comes out and we are racing. Ralph Harrod with the lead as they came down 3 wide down the front straightaway. Josh Baltus in second. Good battle for third between Brian Duncan and John Fitzgerald. Now Duncan runs third, and here comes Dick Dunleavy. White flag for your leader, car number 58, Ralph Herod. Brian Duncan and Josh Baltus round out the top 3. Dick Dunleavy Jr. running in 4th. And your winner will be car number 58, Ralph Herod. Brian Duncan will bring home 2nd, and Josh Baltus will finish 3rd. Once again, your winner, car number 58, Ralph Herod. Up next are the Pure Stocks. Car number 1, Bill Ashley, is on the pole. Outside of him, the 4 of Harley Jenkins. Row number 2 is the 10 of Arliss Williams and the 40 of Eddie Simpson. Row number 3, car number 21, Brian Coleman, the 69 of Jeff Isbell. 98 is Gary Seitz. Outside of him, the 30 of Don Bettys Jr. 14 is John Campbell, and the 28 of Danny Suffren. Excuse me, that was the 57 of Chris Pawpaw. I saw the yellow there and didn't see the number and just assumed. That's car number 57, Chris Pawpaw, out back there, outside of the 98 of Gary Seitz. They pick up the throttle. Bill Ashley with a jump on the start. Green flag comes out, but I think the caution might come out almost immediately. And I'm right, it does. That was a little ready to start. Bill Ashley with quite a jump.
That's what that yellow light in the corner means. Yes. May struggle 10 in the Pure Stock.
Come out of turn number 4, looking a lot better this time. Green flag flies and we are racing. Side by side as they go through turns 1 and 2. Bill Ashley with a slight advantage over Harley Jenkins. Now Ashley holds down the lead. Jenkins slips back. Arliss Williams now running 2nd. Brian Coleman 3rd. Isbell looking to the inside of Harley Jenkins now as Jenkins continues to backpedal through the pack. And got car spinning. That's the 98 of Gary Seitz. He spins into the infield. I don't know if we'll get a caution or not. And it appears that there is no caution. We keep racing. Green flag. Isbell looks to the inside of Eddie Simpson. Jeff Isbell now trying to take that 4th position away from Simpson. He does so with 1 lap to go. White flag comes out for your leader, Bill Ashley. We got a car spinning over in turn 2.
John Campbell avoids him on the low side, but that'll take the yellow. Don't wait.
5 laps now complete with 1 more lap ready to race. Bill Ashley, Arliss Williams, and Brian Coleman, your top 3. Isbell and Harley Jenkins battling side by side for 4th as Jenkins now appears to have the handle back and is motoring on. Isbell drops back to 5th as Jenkins takes over that 4th position. That's the checker flag and your winner, Bill Ashley. Arliss Williams comes home 2nd, and Brian Coleman will bring home the 4th position. KilKare late models up next on the pole. Car number 2, Dave Brandenburg. And then outside of him, the 7 of Ron Poole. 14, Tom Hasfeld, and 3, Daryl Norman. 53 is Russ Bob, 72, Gary Estes. 17, Sam Heckman. 21, Tim Roush. And out back, car number 70, Joe Hill, and the 33 of Carl Stapleton.
Car number 2, Dave Brandenburg.
They come on a turn 4 this time, picking up the throttle. We should get a green flag this time by. Green flag flies and we are racing. Dave Brandenburg with that early lead, but Tom Hasfeld in the 14 car is right there. It's Tom Rasfeld, try that again. Dave Brandenburg, Tom Hasfeld, and Russ Bob, your top 3 cars. Dave Brandenburg still leading it. Tom Hasfeld and Russ Bob running second and third. Good battle for that 4th position as Joe Hill all the way up from the back of the pack to do battle with Heckman for that 4th position. And now Hill getting around Heckman for 4th, and Joe Hill, car number 70, will set his sights on the 53 of Russ Bob for that 3rd position. And now Joe Hill runs 3rd in the 70 machine. Russ Bob deposited back to that 4th position. Still running 2nd is Tom Hasfeld, and of course, your leader is still Dave Brandenburg. There's a good look at your leader, car number 2, Dave Brandenburg. White flag comes out. 1 more lap to go for your leader, car number 2, Dave Brandenburg. And as he goes through turns 3 and 4 this time, no doubt your winner will be car number 2, Dave Brandenburg. In 2nd, Tom Hasfeld, and 3rd, Joe Hill. Next, the mini stocks. As the camera goes out of focus, it'll come back in just a second. It looks like out of focus, car number 18, and in focus too, car number 18, Tim Hare. Outside of him, the 25 of Mike Grizzly. Inside, row number 2, the 2 of Randy Donahue, the 8 of Red Harvey. 6 is Ron Wells, 19, Jeff Wickman, 42, Greg Howard, 01, Gene Grace. 24, Jeff Foltz. Outside of him, the 4 machine. And then the car number 28 of Larry Felix brings up the tail.
Here's your starting lineup.
KilKare mini stocks will be racing for 6 laps. All right, they pick up the throttle to turns 3 and 4. The green flag flies and we are racing. Tim Hare with a slight advantage over Mike Risley and Red Harvey Jr. Now Harvey Jr. and Randy Donahue get together. Both cars spin over in turn 2. Caution does come out as those cars are sitting rather precariously next to the track.
They are not in order, so we'll obviously get at least 1 more lap before we send it 3 there. That looks better.
All right, coming up to turns 3 and 4, they pick up the throttle. Green flag flies and we are racing. Tim Hare now your leader as Mike Risley loose. He pulls to the high side in turns 1 and 2. Everybody scrambles to get around. Randy Donahue 2nd, Ron Wells 3rd, and Red Harvey runs in that 4th position. You'll want a Gene Grace running back there in 5th. Harvey looking underneath the 6 machine of Ron Wells. He makes the pass, Red Harvey Jr., as that 6 machine sounds very, very bad. Also believe I see some fluid coming out of that car around the back area. I'll look this time as he goes by the camera. Yes, we're definitely seeing some fluid coming from out of that car. Tim Hare still leads at Randy Donahue second. 8 of Red Harvey Jr. runs third. White flag comes out for your leader, car number 18, Tim Hare. The 2, Randy Donahue, and the 3, or the 8 of Red Harvey Jr. runs third. And your winner will be car number 18, Tim Hare, Randy Donahue, and Red Harvey Jr. Jeff Foltz brings home the 4th position. Once again, your winner, car number 18, Tim Hare.
Championships at KilKare Speedway. Thank you for joining us on what is by far the nicest
All right,
evening we've had
Pro
in
Streets up
racing
next
tonight.
on the pole.
Bunch of
Car number 30,
jackets.
Johnny Crank.
Who'd have thought?
As we wait for the rest of the lineup to come out, and here they come. The 2 of John Lober to start outside of Crank. Inside second row is the 92 of John Matuszewski and the 32 of Jerry Johns Jr. 31, Junior Ross, 55, Fred Poole out back. Pro Stocks coming at you. Look at the backstretch stand where we used to videotape from. Now we moved our camera position over to the front stretch. They come out of turn 4 this time. The green flag flies and we are racing. Johnny Crank with the early lead in turns 1 and 2. The 2 of John Lober runs second now. Still your leader. Good battle for second as Fred Poole, car number 55, now gets around the 2 of John Lober. Poole now runs second. And there's your leader, car number 30, Johnny Crank, as Fred Poole closes in the 55 machine. White flag, one more lap for your leader, car number 55, Fred Poole. And your winner will be Johnny Crank. Fred Poole finishes second. Third will go to John Lober. Fourth, John Matuszewski. Again, your winner, car number 55, Fred Poole. or excuse me, the 30 of Johnny Crank. I must have went to sleep and dreamed that one. Sorry, Johnny. Car number 30, Johnny Crank, your winner. Heat race number 2 for the Pro Stocks. 3 of Daryl Norman. I didn't see what the car was outside of him. Then 67 of Steve Rickard. 22 Tom Randolph. 1 Jerry Johns. 34 Dave Sewell. 99 Chuck McClure. 15 Jim Robbins. And let's see, as the camera pans around, outside of the Daryl Norman machine is the 28 of Gene Stump. Sorry, Gene.
Junior at 662, and Dave Renner 10th at 620. And as we come into tonight's Liberty.
Daryl Norman, your early leader, the 67 of Steve Rickard, runs second now. The 1 of Jerry Johns runs third. And now Rickard looks to the high side of Norman going through turns 1 and 2. Steve Rickard in the 67 machine. Good side-by-side battle for the lead, lap after lap. The 3 of Daryl Norman on the inside, 67 of Steve Rickard on the outside. White flag, 1 more lap to go. And now Chuck McClure in 99 closes right on the back bumper of Daryl Norman. Your winner will be, they touch a little bit, winner will be Daryl Norman. 67 of Steve Rickard finishes second. 99 of Chuck McClure finishes third.
Rickard takes the second spot. And by a matter of inches.
And I think I said Daryl Norman. That's the late models. Used to drive the number 3 car in street stocks. But that is David Barnhart, the winner of this heat race. Sorry about that, David. Dave Barnhart, your winner. It's time for the figure eights. 98, Gary Seitz, the 13 of Francis Jenkins. 4 is Harley Jenkins, 10, Arliss Williams. 31 is Junior Ross. The 72 car is Mark Estep. Then it's 57 of Chris Pawpaw. 30, Johnny Crank. And out back there also was the 3 of Tim Jenkins. They come down to the green flag. Green flag flies and we are racing. Figure 8 racing here at the track. Best way to enjoy it is to listen and watch. Gary Seitz loops around right in front of the field. Everybody else gets past. Good battle up front between Francis Jenkins and 13 and Harley Jenkins. Now we got cars in together. That's Junior Ross and the 72 of Mark Estep over at turn 1 of the big track. Who's leading this thing? Harley Jenkins in the 4 machine. Francis Jenkins now runs second and 13. As Junior Ross and Mark Estep both get those cars going. There goes Junior Ross spinning again. He goes a lap down. Mark Estep's about to go a lap down. He goes a lap down. As Harley stops, everybody stops at the crossroads. Junior Ross trying to get around Estep so he can get up there and get around Jenkins to get his lap back.
No, you're going to go? No. Wait a minute, somebody got to go. Looks like it's done. Parking it on the high side.
Harley Jenkins, your leader.
Harley Jenkins in the fourth. Oh, Mark Estep gets spun around coming out of the road. Right now, I'm not sure who's running second. That's what I thought. Junior Ross is the lap down. Hawkwater, 57, that's the 10 dog on the 41. Off-road traffic. Harley Jenkins with a half lap lead in the fourth car with traffic. And Harley makes the third. Almost missed the third and get right out of Roman. This Hawkwater still runs Jenkins in the 57 and is on the point of number 10. The 30 car is out. Out of the south loop, down north across the road,
winner, car number 4, Harley Jenkins. Alrighty. Dick Roberts was wrong. We're listening to Dick Roberts announce the course of this race. And this time we get the checkered flag. Your winner, car number 4, Harley Jenkins. Chris Papa will finish second. Arliss Williams comes home third. Once again, your winner, car number 4, Harley Jenkins. Figure 8 winner tonight.
Josh Baldus. Third row on the inside.
All right, time now for the KilKare modified feature. Fred Poole and Ralph Harrod on the front row. Inside row number 2 is John Fitzgerald and Josh Baltus. Inside row number 3 is Brian Duncan and Lee Raymond.
Leader on the inside of the 27. Alongside the 22, Tom Randolph.
Row number 4, Dick Dunleavy Jr. and Tom Randolph. Row number 5, the 2 of Rusty Stroop, the 88 of Dan Williams. Car number 41 and John Wilson. And 10, Steve Foster next. And out back, car number 31, Darren Fleming Jr.
And Tom Fleming Jr. does that back to his car number 31. 25.
White flag comes out. That means we'll get the green flag next time by the stripe.
Yes. So this is 50. Still got time. $1 apiece. 6 for $5. Expand your eyes. Think about what you can do with that cash. You can take me to dinner. You can buy my car. Buy my house.
Racing, completion of lap number 1, car number 55, Fred Poole, your leader. The 11 of Josh Baltus runs second, or 87 of John Fitzgerald runs second. And we got a caution flag. Don't know why.
Debris on the backstretch.
According to Dick Roberts, debris on the backstretch. And they get it, and we should get back racing next time by the stripe.
We'll go back to green flag next time around.
Fred Poole, John Fitzgerald, Josh Baltus, and Brian Duncan. That's all I needed. All 4 of the white cars are all up front. Still your leader, John Fitzgerald second. Josh Baltus running in third. He collects Ralph Harrod. Dunleavy spins to avoid, and a couple more cars involved in there. Caution on the track. Okay, on replay, let's see if we can see what happened. Duncan just loses it. Collects Ralph Harrod. Boom. And I believe everybody else just spun to avoid and didn't make contact. White flag, 1 more lap to go. We'll be back to racing next time by. Fitzgerald, Josh Baltus. Lee Raymond now runs fourth, and Dick Dunleavy Jr. fifth. Raymond looks to the high side of Baltus, come down the front straightaway. And now Dunleavy gets underneath Raymond as they battle side by side for that fourth position. Red Bull still your leader, the 87 Fitzgerald, all over him. Lee Raymond looking for a way around the Josh Baltus machine. 7-7 Brian Duncan trying to make his way from the back of the pack, back to the front. Seems possible to the tail for that spin. Car number 55, Fred Poole, your leader. 87 John Fitzgerald still runs second. Josh Baltus and Lee Raymond in third and fourth. As I said before, all the divisions running extended features, 5 extra laps, and 5 laps is a lot, and it's not a lot, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, I'll explain. Fred Poole, car number 55, is leading it right now. Let's say it was lap 15, he comes down to lead it with 5 more laps to go. The normal feature, that lap 15 will be the last lap. However, he's got 5 more laps to go because this is a 20-lap feature. And a lot of times something can happen to the car in those extra 5 laps. Oh, and we got cars getting together into the wall. We got some cars very hard into the wall. 67 Lee Raymond involved. I'm not sure who that is up against the wall there.
Will go green next time around. Pick it up at lap number 13.
White flag comes out. Should get a green flag lap next time by. John Fitzgerald up against the wall there. Lee Raymond also involved in that, as was Josh Baltus. So it's 55 Fred Poole, your leader. Then Dick Dunleavy Jr., Tom Randolph rounds out the top 3 now. And who's that running in fourth? Green flag comes out. Who's that running in fourth with a very good run? 31 of Don Fleming Jr. To sort of finish off my thought, a man leading in at lap 15 basically, and end up losing the race because something happens in those extra 5 laps, and by lap 20 we have a different winner. So 5 laps is a lot of time, a lot of laps as far as engine wear and as to what can happen. But it's not a lot of laps if you're at the back of the pack and fighting to get it to the front. It's still Fred Poole, your leader. Dick Dunleavy Jr. running in second. Tom Randolph runs third. Don Fleming Jr. holding down that fourth position. Car number 55 with a nice run. good to see him up front. Just bringing up this modified just this year. And having some problems with it, but not tonight, as that car is just really, really hooked up. Dick Dunleavy Jr. and Tom Randolph battling side by side and bumper to bumper, as both of those cars are trying to figure out a way to get around the car in front of them. And the 77 of Brian Duncan, all the way from the back of the pack, now runs fifth. Looking at your fourth place car number 31, Don Fleming Jr. Brian Duncan, car number 77, all the way up to the back of the pack. Now Duncan slips back a little bit. Fleming Jr. has the fourth position. John Wilson has fifth back again as Brian Duncan slipped back. And now Dunleavy looks to the high side of Fred Poole down the front straightaway. Dick Dunleavy Jr. on the outside. Fred Poole on the inside. Tom Randolph right there in third. And now Randolph and Dunleavy who battle side by side as Dunleavy slipped a little bit through turns 1 and 2. Fred Poole still your leader, but Dunleavy comes back again on the high side. Tom Randolph right there in the 22 machine. White flag comes out this time by. There is the white flag. It's Fred Poole, Dick Dunleavy, Tom Randolph, your top 3 cars, and your winner will be Fred Poole. Tom Randolph will finish second, and Dick Dunleavy will get third as he slipped coming out of turn 4. But your winner, winning his first feature event ever in a modified car, Fred Poole. Tom Randolph and Dick Dunleavy Jr. finishes third, and although not listed there, my hat's off to 31 car of Don Fleming Jr. bringing home the 4th position. There he is, the pride of Springfield, Ohio, car number 55, Fred Poole. Beginner stock's up next on the pole, car number 52, Mike Miller. Outside of him, the 99 of Randy Brenneman. Inside row number 2 is the 75 of Brian Cottrell, and outside of him, the 28 of Justin Alsop. Inside the 3rd row is Gary Williams in the 13 machine and the 11 of Rick Stoller. Inside the 4th row, the car number 57, and outside him, the 38 of Bill Coker. Car number 30, Lori Crank is next, and the 58, which is actually the 2 car of John Lober, is Fred Moore Jr. 34 is Leonard Preston, 98 is Gary Seitz. Stock feature coming at you. White flag comes out. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Mike Miller, Randy Brenneman, Brian Cottrell, Justin Alsop. They'll bring them down to the green flag. They go through turns 3 and 4. They pick up the throttle as they enter 4. And the green flag. Your leaders, Mike Miller, Randy Brenneman runs second, now third. Good battle going on. 28 of Justin Alsop inside, Rick Stoller's machine outside. Now Stoller takes over the 3rd position. Justin Alsop pulls right back up on his back bumper, however. Mike Miller still your leader, 99. Randy Brenneman runs second, Rick Stoller third. Justin Alsop holding down that 4th position. Now Stoller looks to the high side of Brenneman. Rick Stoller, car number 11, now runs second. He'll set his sights on the leader, car number 52 of Mike Miller. 58 of Justin Alsop looks inside down the front straightaway. And they make contact. Brenneman goes around. And the caution comes out. There's a look at your modified feature winner, car number 55, Red Bull, back there in KilKare Victory Lane. White flag, one more lap, we'll be back to green flag racing. Comes out, we're back to racing. Mike Miller still your leader, but the 11 of Rick Stoller is right on his back bumper. Mike Miller still leading it. Rick Stoller trying to find a way around in second. Stoller looking to the high side through turns 1 and 2. Mike Miller loose as he comes out of turn 4. Rick Stoller will take advantage and take over the lead. Rick Stoller, your leader, car number 11. And now Miller with a spin in turn 4.
Yellow and 10 laps complete. Halfway, 10 complete. Start lineup, scoreboard. Cars lined up that way. We'll be ready to resume in it. Followed by Rance Brenneman. Ryan Cottrell. Dylan Hope, I think. Brett Moore Jr.
Stoller, your leader. 99 of Randy Brenneman holding down that second position. And now Justin Alsop looking for a way around. Take over second from Randy Brenneman. Alsop now looking to the inside down the front straightaway in the 28 machine. And Justin Alsop, car number 28, runs in second. Randy Brenneman runs third. leaders now are in lap traffic. Stollard on the inside, the 28 of Justin Alsop on the outside. And now Justin Alsop is your leader. Rick Stollard runs in second. White flag with 1 to go. And it appears that lap traffic will definitely make a decision in this race as Rick Stollard now battles from the second position instead of being the leader. Rick Stollard pulls right up on the back bumper of the 28 of Justin Alsop. He looks inside down the front straightaway, but Alsop, your winner, car number 28. Rick Stollard will finish second. And third place, I have no idea. Once again, your winner, car number 28, Justin Alsop. Finishing second is the 11 of Rick Stollard.
Thank you.
Pro Stock feature up next. On the pole, car number 55, Fred Poole. Outside him, the 3 of David Barnhart. 28, Gene Stump, and the 67 of Steve Rickert make up row number 2. Car number 22, Tom Randolph. The 1 of Jerry Johns Sr. make up row number 3.
Outside, car number 3, Dave Barnhart.
Inside, row number 4 is Chuck McClure. Outside him, the 34 of Dave Sewell. Inside, row number 5, 32 Jerry Johns Jr., 92 John Matuszewski. And it's the 2 of John Lober, the 15 of Jim Robbins, and out back, car number 30, Johnny Crank. White flag. We should get a green flag next time by the start. Green flag. Caution comes out. Complete restart, no start.
Next time around.
Flag. Start looks a lot better this time. got cars slipping and sliding all over the track. Your leader is still the 55 of Fred Poole. Running in second is the 3 of David Barnhart. 1 of Jerry Johns Sr. runs third. 67 Steve Rickert. 22 Tom Randolph. Round out your top 5 cars. All 5 of those cars nose and tail on the track. Here comes the 6th place car, 99 Chuck McClure, and the 34 of Dave Sewell. So positions 1 through 7, nose to tail on the track. Now Randolph looks to the inside of Steve Rickert as Jerry Johns Jr. looks to the inside of Chuck McClure. Now Tom Randolph takes over that 4th position as Rickert slips back just a little bit. And even Chuck McClure gets underneath Rickert. And now the 3 of Barnhart spins. Oh! And the 99 of McClure hard into the 22 of Tom Randolph. Caution on the track. And on a replay, we'll see David Barnhart, car number 3, with a spin. He loses it. Nobody touches him. And then Tom Randolph checks up a little bit, and McClure into the back end of Randolph, spinning him. And then flips around and hits hard into the front end of McClure's car. The 28 of Justin Alsip in victory lane. Beginner stock winner.
And the 1 car, Jerry Johns. Steve Rickert in the 67.
It'll be Fred Poole, the 1 of Jerry Johns, the 67 of Steve Rickert, 34 of Dave Sewell, and don't ask me why, but Chuck McClure deposited to the tail.
And Robert, John Matthews.
Oh, excuse me, Chuck McClure was actually went to the pits, so I thought he was depositing the tail, was on the tail of the field. Chuck McClure also taken out in that incident, as was Tom Randolph, as was David Barnhart. Although that might be Barnhart on the tail. I'll have to take a look. The green flag comes out at any rate. Fred Poole still leading it. Good battle for second between the 1 of Jerry Johns and the 67 of Steve Rickert. Fred Poole still your leader. Jerry Johns runs second. Steve Rickert third. 34 of Dave Sewell running in fourth. All right, still Fred Poole your leader. Jerry Johns runs in second. Steve Rickert now a little sideways in turns 3 and 4. And then it's Dave Sewell. Fred Poole, car number 55, trying to make it 2 features in a row. He's already won the modified event. For the win on the Pro Stock event. But here comes Jerry John as Fred Poole. That car appeared to slow. Now Poole almost loses it over in 1. Everybody scrambles to get around as Fred Poole, car number 55, with his problems. And now Jerry John, your leader. 67 of Steve Rickert runs second. 34 of Dave Sewell runs third. Fred Poole now runs in that 4th position. White flag. Oh, no, excuse me. I thought white flag. 5 to go that time by the stripe. 5 laps to go as Steve Rickert now looks to the inside of Jerry Johns. Through turns 3 and 4. Rickert inside once again down the front straightaway. Can't quite do it. Rickard into the side of Jerry Johns. Both cars spin over in turn 4.
And we go to yellow at 18 laps complete. And Dave Barnhart.
Your leader is Jerry Johns, 34 Dave Sewell second, Fred Poole third. Steve Rickard deposited to the tail. 4 calls in that incident. And Rickard has actually taken it to the pit area. There goes Rickard coming back out onto the track. He'll take up his spot at the tail of the field. In the meantime, the green flag flies and we are racing once again. White flag, 1 more lap to go for your leader, car number 1, Jerry Johns. Dave Sewell running in second. Sewell looks to the inside through turns 1 and 2. Can't quite get the job done. And your winner will be car number 1, Jerry Johns Sr. Dave Sewell finishes second. Fred Poole comes home third. Once again, your winner, car number 1, Jerry Johns. Dave Sewell finishes second, and Fred Poole, car number 55, rounds out your top 3. The KilKare late models on the pole. Car number 53, Russ Bob. 72, Gary Estes outside of him. Inside of row number 2, Sam Heckman. Outside of him, the 21, Tim Roush. Inside row number 3, 70, Joe Hill. Outside 33, Carl Stapleton. Row number 4 is the 3 of Darrell Norman, the 2 of Dave Brandenburg, and in row number 5, Ron Poole, and the 14 of Tom Hausfeld. White flag comes out. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Russ Bob, Gary Estes, Sam Heckman, Tim Roush, your top 4 cars. Green flag, good start. Oh, and we got cars spinning out in the back-to-back. Dave Brandenburg, Tom Hausfeld, Ron Poole, and caution comes out. We don't even get a start.
Well, after the 19-car Wayne Watercutter, it'll be the 70-car Joe Hill. Alongside the 33, Carl Stapleton.
White flag, 1 more lap to go. It's 53 Russ Bob, 72 Gary Estes, 17 Sam Heckman, Tim Roush, Joe Hill, Carl Stapleton, Darrell Norman, Brandenburg, Ron Poole, Tom Hausfeld.
35 racing laps for the late model. Many stocks and viewers still to come.
Green flag. your leader. Car number 72, Gary Estes, running in second. Good battle for third between Tim Roush and Sam Heckman. Roush now looking to the high side of Gary Estes. Has the slight advantage on Heckman. Now Tim Roush to the outside of your leader, car number 53, Rush Bob. They're side by side going through turns 1 and 2. Joe Hill to the outside of Gary Estes. Joe Hill, car number 70, making his way through the pack. Your leader, car number 70, Joe Hill, runs second. Russ Bob third. Gary Estes holds down that fourth position. Dave Brandenburg now runs in the fifth position. Now Brandenburg closes on the back end of Gary Estes as Estes looks to the high side of Russ Bob. Russ Bob on the inside, Gary Estes on the outside. Your leader still the 21 of Tim Roush, and running with a close second is the 70 of Joe Hill. Back bumper of Tim Roush. Roush still your leader, Joe Hill running right there in second. going to take a look at Dave Brandenburg, who is now running third. Gary Estes running in fourth. Tim Rouse, still your leader. The 70 of Joe Hill runs in second. And now Hill a little loose through turn 4 and into the front straightaway. Gives Roush a little bit of breathing room. Cars of Carl Stapleton and Russ Bob now. Roush looking to the inside of Stapleton. Makes it through. So does Hill. And now to the outside of Russ Bob. Roush makes it by. Hill will follow through. White flag for your leader, car number 21, Tim Roush. Joe Hill, car number 70, runs second. And third, I believe, is still Dave Brandenburg. And your winner, car number 21, Tim Roush, 70, Joe Hill. Again, your winner, car number 21, Tim Roush. Joe Hill and Dave Brandenburg round out your top three. And that's wrong. Russ Bob is not your third place car. Russ Bob was a lap down. It was Dave Brandenburg. Your winner of the Pro Stock event, Jerry John Sr., as we get ready to go mini stock feature racing. 8, Red Harvey Jr. on the pole. 6 of Ron Wells. 42, Greg Howard, and the 01 of Gene Crace make up row number 2. And in row number 3, car number 19, Jeff Wickman, and the 2 of Randy Donahue. Row number 4 is the 24, Jeff Foltz, and the 25 of Mike Risley. Car number 28, Larry Felix, and the 18 of Tim Hare. The 4 car, don't have a name on that driver, and outside of him, the 70 of Carol Hargis.
Still to come tonight.
White flag, we should get a green flag next time by the stripe.
Brian Miller. 7th, Joe Larkin. And 70. And 70 cars. 7.
Green flag. The 8-car Red Harvey Jr. running in second now is 01 Gene Grace. Third is the 6-car Ron Wells. Fourth, Greg Howard. Fifth, Randy Donahue. But here comes Jeff Foltz. Foltz now clears the Donahue machine. Sets its sights on Greg Howard, car number 42. Red Harvey Jr. 01 Gene Grace, 1 and 2. Jeff Foltz now runs third. Ron Wells and Greg Howard do battle for that fourth position. Grace trying to find a way around the 8 of Red Harvey Jr. And here comes Jeff Foltz. High side of the 8 of Red Harvey Jr. down the front straightaway now. Now Grace to the high side of Harvey Jr. They're side by side coming out of turns 3 and 4. Red Harvey Jr. with the slight advantage. Gene Grace still right there though, and here comes Jeff Foltz putting right up on the back bumper of the 8 machine of Red Harvey Jr. Looking to the inside of Grace. Jeff Foltz now runs second. Gene Grace deposited back to that third position. And now smoke coming out of the 01 of Gene Grace. Trouble for the 01 of Gene Grace. He's slow through turns 1 and 2 as we see more smoke coming out of that car. Something's wrong there. And here comes the 42 Greg Howard, who now runs third. Foltz looks to the inside of Red Harvey Jr. through turns 1 and 2. Can't quite get the job done. Now to the high side, this time through turns 1 and 2, and that's not going to work either. White flag, one more lap to go for your leader, Red Harvey Jr. Jeff Foltz pulls to the high side once again through turns 1 and 2. Side by side down the back chute. Now Foltz looks to the inside. And Harvey Jr. sideways. Oh, into the Foltz. Red Harvey Jr. gets loose coming out of turn 4. He collects Foltz. I'm not sure at this point which one had the checkered flag as the winner. While we check with official scoring, let's look at the replay. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. And that was a hard lick that Foltz took over in turn 1. Stock feature unofficial results are Red Harvey Jr., your winner. The 24, Jeff Foltz, finishes second, and the 42 of Greg Howard finishes third. So quite an exciting finish for the mini stocks. You see Red Harvey climbing out of his car. Jeff Foltz has climbed out of his car. And there's the winner of the late model feature, car number 21, Tim Roush, over in KilKare Victory Lane off turn 4. And we're ready to go for the Pure Stocks. Pure Stocks, the last feature of the night. On the pole, Bill Ashley. Outside him, Harley Jenkins. In row number 2, Arliss Williams and Brian Coleman. Inside of row number 3, Jeff Izzy Isbell, and the 40 of Eddie Simpson outside of him. Row number 4, car number 28, Danny Suffern, and the 57 of Chris Pawpaw. Then it's the 98 of Gary Seitz and the 14 of John Campbell. And out back, car number 99, Ansel Massey. White flag comes out. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Flag. Car number 1, Bill Ashley. Arliss Williams holds down second. Jeff Izzy Isbell in third. Back there in fourth is the 4 of Harley Jenkins, and Eddie Simpson trying to find a way around in the 5th position. leader is still Bill Ashley. Arliss Williams and Jeff Isbell round out your top three. Ashley with about a 10-car length advantage down the back chute over your second place car number 10, Arliss Williams. Isbell to the inside, Arliss Williams through turn 4. Side by side down the front straightaway, going in turns 1 and 2. They're still side by side. Now Isbell with a slight advantage. They go out to the back chute. Jeff Isbell now runs second. It's still your leader, car number 1, Bill Ashley. Jeff Isbell, car number 69, now runs second. Arliss Williams back to third. Jenkins touches Eddie Simpson. Simpson holds on to it. Everybody scrambles behind him. It's still Bill Ashley. Oh, and now the 21 of Brian Coleman, the 4 of Harley Jenkins get together over in turn 4.
Turn 4, and that takes us to yellow with 14 laps to go.
14 of the scheduled 20 laps now complete. 6 laps to go. White flag comes out. We'll get back to racing next time by the stripe. Bill Ashley, Jeff Isbell, Arliss Williams, Eddie Simpson round out your top 4.
Start at 14 miles complete. Bill Ashley, Isbell,
green flag.
Coming up.
Flag, one more lap to go for your leader, Bill Ashley, Jeff Isbell, Arliss Williams, and Eddie Simpson. And unless something happens to Ashley's car, I don't think that Jeff Isbell can do anything with him. Your winner will be Bill Ashley, finishing second. Jeff Isbell, Arliss Williams, and Eddie Simpson.
Duchess. Good.